Hello nerds, welcome to episode 2 of Bake and Book Talk. Today I want to share with you the 5 classics that I want, no, must read in 2025. And I'm going to be making banana bread because these are looking a little crusty dusty. Usually I'd freeze these for smoothies, but it's like -10 outside and I'm not in the mood for that. So banana bread it is. Will I actually read these classics this year? Who knows? I am a mood reader, and so sticking to TBRs is never my strong suit, but these are definitely books that I want to read at some point in my life. Maybe I'll get to them this year. We'll just have to find out and see. For each book, I'll give you a short synopsis and the reason why I want to read it. And as we're chatting about these books, I'm going to take you through the steps of my banana bread process. This recipe kind of random. It comes from a cozy murder mystery book. I do not remember the book that it came from. I remember that I got like 20 pages into it and decided this wasn't for me. But I looked through the recipes at the back because cozy murder mysteries tend to have those, and I found a banana bread recipe that I've been obsessed with ever since. So I'll put it in the caption since I can't tell you what book it's from. Before I get into the books, I need to mash 1 cup of bananas, and I can't talk while I'm doing this because it takes all of my mental focus. I kind of find bananas really disgusting. Don't ask why I like banana bread, but okay. I don't know, this is just gross. So we will be in silence for a little bit. Ew, there's a little black thing on the end. What is that? Ew, what is that? Hopefully this makes 1 cup so that I don't have to mash another one, but I think, I'm just short of 1 cup. Now that I'm done being overdramatic, let's talk about the first book on my list, which is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Under the influence of a charismatic classics professor, a group of eccentric misfit students at an elite college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the mundane existence of their everyday lives. But when these students go beyond the bounds of their morality, their lives are changed forever. The book is split into 2 distinct parts: the events that led to the death of a classmate and then everything that happened afterwards. The opening sentence of the book is the following: "The snow in the mountains was melting and Bunny had been dead for several weeks before we came to understand the gravity of our situation. Are you hooked? Because I am." I want to read this for 2 reasons. First, because lately I've been getting into the dark academia genre. I watched and read Dead Poets Society for the first time a couple months ago, and I'm currently reading Babel by R.F. Kuang, and The Secret History is apparently the mother of dark academia. The second reason is that apparently this book makes reference to many ancient Greek and Roman classics. It's supposed to reference the Aeneid by Virgil, which is my all-time favorite classic ever, and it's supposed to reference The Bacchae, which is my 2nd favorite play by Euripides. So I'm super excited to see where that goes and to pick out all of those references. I love doing that. It's so much fun in my opinion, and I know I'm gonna have a great time with this one. So right now I'm mixing my white sugar. I actually used cane sugar, my vegan shortening, and then 2 eggs. And these are my last 2 eggs. Emma, this is your reminder to go buy eggs because otherwise you will not have any for your ramen dinner tonight. I'm so bad at cracking eggs. I always get little pieces of shell stuck in there. Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë is the next classic on my list. It's about a passionate and demonic love between Catherine Earnshaw and Heathcliff, who is a foundling that was adopted by Catherine's father. Heathcliff has been bullied and humiliated by Catherine's brother, I forget his name, and this leads him to believe that Catherine's love is not reciprocated, and so he leaves Wuthering Heights and doesn't return for many, many years. When he does come back, it's as a wealthy and polished man who is seeking revenge for his former miseries. I haven't read any work by the Brontë sisters yet, so this is one reason why I really want to pick this one up. But I also want to read it because I've recently become obsessed with Kate Bush's song that is based on this book. It was a sound on TikTok for a while and I just love it. It's so eerie and dark, and when I listen to it, I'm just put into like a trance and I just want to close my eyes and kind of sway to it. I don't know why that is. And I just want to read this book because I need more of that dark and eerie feeling. Okay, now I'm adding in my buttermilk and banana. I don't have buttermilk. I do not know where to acquire buttermilk, so what I do is just milk and then a couple drops of lemon juice and it works fine. Wuthering, 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 hearts beat. It's me, I'm Kathy, I'm gone. Okay, now we have this really chunky, soupy mixture, yay! Now we are sifting together all of the dry ingredients. The next 2 books on my list are here because lately I've been trying to make my way through all the dystopian and anti-war classics. So the first one that I want to read this year is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. It's a satirical war novel set during World War II that examines the absurdity of war and military through the life experiences of a man named Yossarian, who attempts to maintain his sanity while fulfilling his military requirements so that he can return home. The book opens in a military hospital where Yossarian is hiding under the guise of a chronic liver condition to avoid flying in combat missions. This book is where we get the term Catch-22, which is a paradoxical situation from which an individual cannot escape because of contradictory rules or limitations. And the second of these books is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I cannot believe I have not read this one yet. It's set in a futuristic world where humans are genetically engineered and modified in artificial wombs and then are indoctrinated into castes based on intelligence and labor. The 2 main characters are Lenina Crown, a popular and sexually desirable hatchery worker, and Bernard Marx, a very unpopular psychologist. Dystopian and anti-war books are probably my favorite genre when it comes to the classics. 1984 by George Orwell is my favorite modern classic, and when I read it alongside Animal Farm almost 5 years ago, it drastically altered the course of my life, and 1984 was the reason that I decided to study politics in university. In the past year, I've also made my way through Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, We by Yevgeny Zamyatin, and Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. Okay, now we have to pour this into our well-greased loaf pan. I just greased this with coconut oil, that's what I always use. It works really well. Let me just move this stuff out of the way. And last but not least, the 5th classic that I want to read in 2025 is The Epic of Gilgamesh by an unknown author who was Mesopotamian. It's about a mighty hero named Enkidu who is created by the gods to kill an arrogant king named Gilgamesh. But instead of killing each other, the 2 become really good friends and they travel together and they decide that they are going to hunt and slay a giant monster called Humaba. But when Enkidu is killed, I'm assuming by the monster, Gilgamesh is haunted by his death. And Gilgamesh resolves to find the secret to eternal life. This is giving Achilles and Patroclus, and I am 110% here for it. Historians will call them friends, besties, roommates, colleagues, anything but lovers because historians hate lovers. I find it so fascinating that the authorship of this 4,000-year-old epic poem is unknown. How did it survive this long, but we don't even know who the author is? It's kind of the same situation with Homer, who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. We don't know who Homer was. We don't know if it was a man, a woman, or a group of people over varying times or at the same time. We just don't know. The main reason I want to read this is because I love reading epic poetry. Like I said before, the Aeneid, I adore it so much. The only epics I've read so far are either Greek or Roman, and I really want to branch out and try reading some epics from other ancient civilizations because there's definitely a lot to learn there and they'll be just as much fun as the Greek and Roman ones. Now I have to let this batter stand just room temperature for 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna pop it in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes at 350. Honorable mention is Ulysses by James Joyce. This is apparently the most unreadable book ever written, and I'm up to the challenge. It's nearly 800 pages, and it's about just one day. It covers the span of one day. That's it, 800 pages for one day. That is just insane. It's largely based on Homer's Odyssey, which is the main reason that I want to read this one. I most likely will not read it this year though. And that is it for the video. I will show you this when it's done baking. Thank you so much for watching and just giving me an outlet to yap about books with you. This is always so much fun. Let me know in the comments what your all-time favorite classic is so that I can put it on my radar. I would love to hear it. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.